Welcome, welcome to the Tuesday tournament. We had the one yesterday. We're gonna have one today. There's gonna be another one tomorrow. Tao is gonna host it, and um, most likely we're gonna have one on Thursday as well, hosted by me or by Subu, depending on his availability. And we're also gonna do one or two, most likely on Friday. I have a special, have a surprise for Friday, and hopefully it's gonna be fun for you. And yeah, we have 7 people signed up for today, which is a good number. The tournament today is gonna be a regular major tournament. I usually host the medium tournaments because I use a mod. Unfortunately, the mods are not working after a recent update, so we had to revert back to default settings. I know some of you are going to be quite happy of it. And oh, we actually have 8 people. We have 8 people competing. And since we have 8 people, let's make it interesting. Um, let's make it with 2 groups. And yeah, we got 8 people. Yeah, let's make it with 2 groups. So everybody gets to play at least 3 fights in the group stage, and then the top 3 will qualify to the next round. The top 2 will be in the winners bracket, and the number 3 is going to be in the lower bracket. I personally like the system with groups. We're gonna use 6 flags for today. I don't want to have a very long tournament, and I think for a weekday it should be fine. Yeah, without further ado, let's just do the groups. And in order to do that, I actually need, because I want to make them a little bit more balanced, let's use last month's rankings that we've just had, and we can split players based on the rankings. Okay, so let's change the system here. It's going to be 2 stage. Group stage 3 are going to go. We're going to use points scored. Final stage is going to be double elimination. Start with participants in the lower bracket. And oh, actually, I need to put the correct tie breaks in here as well. Points difference, match wins, and match versus tied participants. Those are my tie breaks. Alright, so let's have a look at the group stage. We're going to manage groups. So we're going to add 2 groups. So in group A, it's going to be me. Group B, Subu. Okay, then in group B we're gonna have Glorious. Okay, then Maestro, then Info comes in my group. Then also in my group, so Eve, Platy, Piper, Koala, Apostle, then it's Pico. Then in group B we have Jesus. Also in group B it's gonna be Daisy, and Julian comes in my group. Yeah, so now at least ranking wise groups are balanced, and I think they also look pretty balanced, so everybody gets a chance. So yeah, let's start the group stage, and we should be good to go. So everybody will play three Six Flags matches, and you need to be in top three of your group to go forward. If you're number one or number two, you go to the winners bracket for further. If you're number three, you go to the lower bracket, and from there we use the same system that we always use, best of two. You know how it works. One thing before we start, and this is quite important, I'd say. If you use the same, oh, sorry, I need to drop out. Oh, okay, okay. Then we're just gonna do a regular round robin. Let me just restart the reset. Yeah, that's a shame, but these things happen. So let's remove info. Okay, then we're gonna do a round robin, and the top three qualify to the next round, just like we did yesterday. I'm sorry for this last minute change. Okay, let me change the settings. Okay, round robin. 7. This is no need for double. And everything stays the same. Okay. Alright, and that's it. I'm gonna start it and gonna start the event, and from now on it's official. So we got me, Daisy, Subu, Jesus, Julian, Glorious, and Pico. And we're gonna start the fight with the match with Daisy and Pico. So what I wanted to say is that if you use the same weapon type throughout the event and you get a top 3 spot, you also get the weapon point. And at the end of the month, if you're in the top 3 of players with that weapon type in the rankings, so if you're top 3 in the rankings, you get a weapon roll for 1 month. So for those who want to play on rapiers or sabers or something else, this is a good opportunity to get so. But you're not forced into playing only one character or weapon. You can play whoever you want. So yeah, we're gonna start. So we're gonna rename this into qualifiers. Honestly, the seven people tournament is actually one of my favorite formats because I also get to play a lot of fights, but it's also not usually very long, especially with the elimination. So Daisy's gonna be left, and Pico's gonna be right. Reminder: this is 6 flags, but points are the most important here. So try to score as many flags as possible, even if you're losing the fight. There we go. Daisy left, Pico right. There's Daisy, there's Pico.
Hello.
And there's Subu. Welcome, Subu. How are you?
Doing great. Just another day of the strike, so It's mostly just a long weekend for me.
Yeah. All right, we're ready for our first fight here. Daisy's taking left and Pico is taking right side. Okay. Marina from Daisy and Pico is going Marta. Oh, sorry, it's a wine cellar map. My bad. I forgot. And okay, let me just check something really quick. Okay. Because I think I toyed around with the old version earlier. Can cancel. Being attacked. Okay. Okay. Everything's fine. My bad, guys. Daisy left, Pico right. Okay, we're using the wine cellar map. Here we go.
We usually match up the push there working right off the bat.
Yeah.
Good blade beat, but can't quite follow it up, which isn't easy against Marta, to be fair. Nice.
So we have another 7 people round robin, just like yesterday. Flags are the most important here. Try to score as many as possible. But obviously winning the fight will give you maximum number of points. Oh, nice dash thrust. So that's why this system is working, because wins and flags are... I mean, maximum flags and wins are synonymous, so if you get a win, you get maximum out of the fight. 4-1, a very good start from Daisy here. But also,
Yeah.
if you beat your
Proving
opponent,
difficult.
if you beat your opponent at a good difference, that also helps you because your opponent gets fewer flags overall. So it's in your best interest to win the fight and win it at a good difference.
Nice push from Pico. Going with that sidestep A, which I think is a good idea. Yeah, there we go. Gets it hit this time. The dash thrust blocked, I think, by long guard. And a nice Pico coming back here after some adjustments. Forces the double last minute, running Marina through the wrist there. Yeah, that dashing thrust just not able to connect. The push this time, no kill even after the jab. There's good follow-up. Push out of measure this time, just out of measure, but a good try. Pushes on shields, to my understanding, are mostly unchanged. It's just that the shield user might have a better chance of recovering. As far as landing them, I think it's the same. So it is good that Pico is trying them out. That's a double. The forward momentum possibly going against Daisy there. As it was a really quick thrust, but it was still enough. Pico circling around, not rushing it. The cut was a big mistake there, yeah. That set his point offline and he couldn't recover.
Yeah, a very good fight to start the event. A good start for Daisy. Pico also scored 4, which is not too bad. And the next fight is going to be Subu versus Glorious. We'll see if Glorious will stick with Father Zera against Bara, assuming that Subu will use Bara. It's usually an interesting... I hate this map, so slow. I actually find it faster, actually. But with the delay and everything, probably feels worse. So Subu's already in. Glorious takes the right side. It's one of the Wine Cellar is actually one of the fastest maps, at least.
Yeah, I would have thought so.
At least how I see it. There we go. Subu's taking left. Glorious is taking right side. Yeah. We got Bara versus Zera, a fight that we don't see very often. It's always an interesting match. I'd say Bara has some weapons against Zera, but Zera definitely has the ability to counter those abilities. Feint. Nice side step. Yeah, Zera does not defend his sides really well, so that is something that Bara will try to exploit. But at the same time, Zera also has very good capabilities of stopping the side steps. He can react pretty fast to certain things. Across the face, and it's 1-1. Oh, and that's exactly what I was talking about there. Glorious was able to stop a sidestep attack with one of the upcuts. Oh, and now it's the reverse. Subu's stopping. Oh, the thrust. Subu just moved a little bit backwards and it was perfect range. Caught him again during the side step. 4-1. Good chop. I'm gonna call this style of Zera the European Zera style, which is but actually doesn't check out because plebeian is from North America. I was about to say that the European Zera style is like a lot more composed. Nice chop. And Subu gets one flag back. And this is how he builds himself back in the fight. If he loses a couple of flags, then he really makes you work for the next ones. And you often think, oh, I got these flags quite quickly, so I have to get another one or two. And then it makes it very hard for you to do so. Oh, nice double side step, and again Subu gets another flag. This is a dual approach that Subu has that works in his favor a lot of the time. Some lag frag, I think. Hopefully we won't get too many problems here today. Full range thrust. Yeah, Zera's thrust is quite a weapon. And I've seen Subu using more often this three-piece combo, and it looks like one of the attacks can go through at the right distance, which is something that I like. I think combos should have potential of bypassing the guards a little bit more often. Probably freezes or something. Double. Oh, and a nice sidestep, and Glorious wins 6-4. A good fight. Glorious was able to land some good attacks. And now we have Jesus versus Julian. Again, another North American fight. Jesus had some problems yesterday. Hopefully today it's going to be a little bit better for him.
Yep, GG.
Jesus on the left, Julian on the right. There we go. Let's get Jesus in as well. There he is. Okay, Jesus takes the left side and Julian takes the right side. And after that, it's going to be me versus Daisy. I'm trying to work out a different round robin fight order, which is something that would oh, a Yenrik. Haven't seen a Yenrik in some time. Remember, if you use the same weapon throughout and get a top 3, not the same character, the same weapon. Well, in some situations it is the same character. You can get a weapon point.
Upcuts there, nice.
I'll be right back.
No worries. Out of measure. Nice try, though. I like what Chessis is trying to do. He's trying to call Yendrick out and just get in there. It's really probably what you should do. Yendrick obviously wants to play a good distance game, by contrast. His strikes need to be precise, and he needs to be in a position where those cuts will have a minimal chance of landing. But yeah, when you get cornered like that, it's not good for Yendrick unless you can find a way to land a quick liver shot or something. Nice wide chop there, gets past the guard too. Alex known for his high guard there, and he's very good at blocking his head with that hanging parry, but the axe just gets right past because it projects further than a blade would, and it hits, in the context of the game, it also hits way harder. More mass, so it's much tougher to block against. It's not like you can't block it ever, but it's definitely tough, and I think Julian might have had a chance to punish that, actually, but I get why he didn't take it. And that's a bit of a trade. I don't know if Alex actually landed his hit. It might have been slightly interrupted. And very unfortunate there for Julian. It looked like he had the flag there, but these things happen sometimes with Yendrick. It's nothing new, unfortunately. Goes for a chop there. That was smart, actually, because Chess was probably going to land that low cut. So if you're not going to get out of the way, you need to just go straight for the kill. Nice. Calls him out there. Jump actually gets blocked. I think he was also too far. So it's probably a big part of why. Gets out of the way. Yeah, it's becoming a spacing game now as they both try to reassess. The jump does not connect. Actually, Highguard put the half of the axe in the way, so jumping turned out to be the wrong move, but I like the idea of it. It's just Alex aims too high with that dashing attack. A dashing attack is usually pretty good against Yendrick, but here it doesn't quite work. Out of measure of the low cut, and one more needed for Julian.
Yeah, Julian is
as
actually
well.
doing a really good job here, considering that Yendrick is not the best character right now.
Nice.
He actually wins the fight against a character that is actually quite difficult to defeat with almost any character. And we had the first round out of 7, and all of them were pretty close. Next fight is gonna be between me and Daisy, and then we're gonna have Pico versus Subu. As I said, I'm trying a new order of the fights because oftentimes in round robin, like somebody fights first and then they fight over like 5 or 6 fights, and I don't like that because then somebody fights too soon and then somebody else is just waiting to fight. So trying to find a way to make it better in frequency. I'm left, Daisy is right. Isabella versus Marina.
Oh, nice. Isabella takes it. Can be a tough matchup for Isabella, I have to say. I think Marina has moves that aim right for her face and also has some good side steps in general that shield her, but also get that sword past Isabella's. And yeah, especially if you do stuff like high guard. I'm not saying high guard's a bad move here. It is a good move, especially as a long-range attack to try and harass Marina with. But if you're not careful with it, it can result in you committing a lot and then getting blocked by the shield and countered right away. But Venator knows all this. He's very, very good at using that attack. Unfortunately, there just couldn't respond to the dash thrust, and one of my usual responses with bar bash would be to dash to the side, but I don't think Isabella usually has that luxury, so I want to say back Y, but that might be too slow as well. Bara can do that, a lot of sabers can do that, but Isabella maybe less so. Punches there, getting out of the push. But I do like that Venator wasn't lost, even though his opponent countered the push. It felt like they could both sort of fight their way out of that situation, so that's good to see. Because it used to be, if you botched the push for some reason, that you were just dead, no matter what. So I think for both the person trying the push and the person defending the push, it's the system is working better. Obviously, against shields, though, you are kind of banking on that push working, so a little bit of a shame when it doesn't work, particularly for Isabella, who might struggle to find some good tools against Marina. This time, the push doing the job, and again, good to see that it can work if the opponent's not ready. Some taunts there. That's an interesting idea. Not something I do often, but maybe that would work here. Daisy knows what a taunt is, though. Also tries one of her own. Very intense fight so far. That dash thrust, this time it's blocked. Venator's able to position himself well. And yeah, it looks like he was out of measure for the push. It didn't quite land. But it was a good try. Going with Iron Gate, then High Guard. Maybe some tricks there. Nice try. But Daisy doesn't quite fall for it. Sidesteps there. Dash thrust this time to the face. Yeah, it's a tough one for Isabella. It's like I said, like anything that goes for the face, Isabella has to watch out for. There again, the push. Taunting there. Feints.
Yeah, I'm actually trying my best to find alternatives that do not involve
Yeah.
pushing. Not because I don't want to push. I do want to push, but it's just not as effective as it used to be. But
Yeah. And I've said this before, if you're fighting a shield, like you want tools that work beyond just pushing, I think, if you want to have reliable success. So I can't say I know what Isabella has besides maybe High Guard sometimes, but even that's iffy. The snap cut this time doesn't hit the head. That was a chest hit. So no kill, but did at least do some damage. That'll make it easier to trade in the future. And there was a push there, actually. Nicely done. That is also good to see that the push is able to work. And this time, High Guard after the recovery there. Nicely placed there by Venator. And Venator needs one more. So it looks like he's found High Guard, but it's very situational. If it's going to land so convincingly anyway. It's still a good harassing move here and there. Now Venator's trying to find a way past this defense. Upcut there. High Guard, that can also be a time when it will land, when the opponent's sidestepping, I suspect. And push there, nice.
yeah, GG. 6-4, a good fight. Yeah, as I said, I wish I could have maybe done something else there, but just everything else feels quite situational, and frankly, it kind of puts me in danger. Especially in close range, Marina is very fast, and she can counter you pretty easily. Pico versus Subu. Pico is on the left side and Subu's on the right side. Oh, I didn't send the link. Pico is gonna be on the left, Subu on the right. Both had a little bit of rough start, but still managed to score a good number of flags, and now they're looking to get their first win today. Okay, so Pico left, Subu right. Oh, Tarna. Tarna looking good recently. A whiff into second intention attack. Some feints there from Pico. And pretty fast. One. Piece. And Subu gets his first kill. Tarna looks very fast with the... I'm not sure if Pico's doing something fast. 3-1. Double. Yeah, Pico needs to be careful here because Subu has kind of figured out. And this one works though. 3-2. And a nice side step into snap cut there, and Subu gets his fourth flag. Catches him there on the side step attempt. 4-3. I think Subu's range game worked pretty good so far. If we get into exchanges, Tarna actually has some advantage. Subu just moves on with the forward cut. 5-3. Oh, and he actually wins the trade there with the thrust. I wouldn't have expected that. Oh, that was an interesting cancel. And it's 5-5 down to the last flag. It looked like it was going Subu's way, but Pico managed to steal a few flags. And he's doing some crazy stuff. The mad scientist. Oh, look at that power in that cut. And it looks like Pico's trickery wins the fight here, 6-5. Still a good number of flags scored by both.
Yeah, GG.
How did you feel there with the new Tarna?
Yeah, it was tough. He's very tricky.
Yeah. The thing about him is that with his attacks, he kind of alternates speeds, so you can never know what to expect. And And also he has a lot of power in his attacks, and since he has the thick blade, it can parry really well. I think Tao was right when he said that Tarna feels like a faster Zera. Like kind of the
Mm.
same thing, like alternates speeds, like from fast to slower attacks, but he hits like a truck as well. So yeah,
Yeah. Kind of makes sense too. They both use German fencing style, so just with different weapons. So
yeah. He's a faster Zera. Glory. Speaking of Zera, we might see Zera at work here because Glorious is taking the left side and Jesus is taking the right side. We'll see what happens here in this one. Here he is. Glorious left side, Jesus right side. Let the fight begin. And after this, it's going to be Subu versus me. Jesus right side. Yeah. Yeah. Zera versus Sam. Jesus going back to Sam. Jesus has a very good Sam. Most of the times he plays Sam. Every now and then he plays Laszlo or Alex. And he's pretty good with both. I think sooner or later, actually rather sooner than later, Jesus will have his breakthrough. He's been pretty consistent with participating in events. He's been pretty solid throughout, so
mm-hmm.
he's not a pushover. People actually struggle to win against him, and sometimes
Nice thrust.
talking about what are considered to be the more experienced or top players of the server here. It's just that he hadn't had his breakthrough yet, like a big tournament final or maybe even a win. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna happen.
Nice holy stance attack there.
Yeah.
Nice. Thrust attempt doesn't quite connect there. Zera's guard is pretty good against those.
Yeah, because he's holding it a little bit higher.
Yeah.
So it blocks with the strong.
Yeah. What probably also helps is the auto guard does still respond to stabs. It might not respond well all the time, but it does. So if his blade is closer, it just has a higher chance of blocking with the auto guard, even if it's a little bit off. Perfect sidestep.
I noticed that Glorious is actually using that sidestep a little bit more often. I hear a cat is. Wait.
Yeah, I was gonna say my cat is sleeping, so yeah.
Who won? All done already?
Yeah, it was Glorious who won 6-2.
Okay, 6-2. So another good win here for Glorious. His Zera seems to be a difficult task. We're moving now to round 3, and the commentators are going to fight for your entertainment. Subu is on the left, and I am on the right. Oak was supposed to be in this tournament, and he dropped out. Everybody knows that he dropped out because he didn't want to face Red Boots Laszlo. He needs more training for that. It's going to be a little bit of a meme. I'm going to use it every now and then. Subu on the left. Oh, I think
Oh yeah, my knee controls, yeah.
I kind of made a habit to disable it just to make sure that we don't get any problems.
Yeah, it's understandable. Okay, good luck.
Yeah, good luck. That's one of those fights.
Yeah, GG.
Yeah, that's one of those fights.
Yeah, for sure. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, I could have tried to do risky stuff, but you do risky stuff, you get killed. So it's always like a
Yeah.
game of inches and patience and just trying to find a way around the guard. Great fight.
Yeah, GG. Yeah, I was feeling the same way. Like I wanted to do more risky stuff as well, but I felt like you would just shut it down because we know each other so well.
Yeah,
So it was down to using the fundamentals and somehow getting a distance trap or something like that.
yeah. It's kind of the same thing recently, because you and I are one of the most active players, and we do fight each other every time. I honestly can't think of a
Hmm.
tournament that we didn't fight in. We didn't fight together, and yeah, like at this point, we kind of know each other's tricks.
Yeah.
So yeah. Right. So we're gonna see Jesus fighting Pico now. Let me see who's. Yeah, Jesus is on the left. Pico is on the right. Pico with a nice Tarna earlier. I wonder if we're gonna see Tarna again. I would love to see him again, but Pico never picks the character that we want to see. He just picks whoever he wants.
Yeah.
I even remember those times. Cheese is on the left, Pico on the right. Alright, he's going with Tarna eventually. I remember those tournaments, like there was a period where he was like beating everybody with one character, and then in the final match he would just switch to somebody completely random and lose.
Hmm.
It was always funny. Yeah, you just can't stop him. Alex versus Tarna is an interesting match, because I feel although they have different styles, they
Hmm.
have similar strengths, like a thicker
Yeah.
blade, big damage. Nice.
Oh, wow. Those cuts to the face where you just get clotheslined, like you were talking about that earlier, they feel like they have so much power. Like that would slice your head in two, possibly.
Got his leg there.
Especially if you moved into it, that would just be nasty. Yeah, I think Tarna has one of the best win rates against Alex, at least ever since Cherno was doing the statistics. So definitely not a bad pick here for Pico.
Again.
Nice.
Those leg attacks can be defended, but you need to stand still, or you need to be at a proper distance. Tarna does have a leg void, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
But to be honest, sometimes it seems arbitrary when it triggers and when it doesn't.
Mm. The jump, nice try actually, but just too far. It
Yeah,
might have worked because I don't think that stab does a lot of damage.
yeah. At the same time, you wouldn't want to make low attacks or leg attacks too easily defendable, because obviously, it's not. that easy to defend against defend leg attacks.
Yeah, a lot of the reason to not throw them is more that you're probably gonna get hit yourself if your opponent knows you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So just like in this game is, I think, largely simulates that. So
Yeah, like you do take a risk when you're doing that.
yeah, for sure. Nice.
3-3. Jesus is using a lot that B attack. Not very popular.
Ooh, tired there. I think he's back though. Yeah. Chesses was a bit too far to exploit that. That's where Alex's foot speed can be actually a bit of a disadvantage. He was moving so far back that he couldn't punish that. The stab, but it doesn't do a lot of damage on its own. He might have gotten the kill if he followed it up, but it's tough to say. Oh, Alex wins it. It's really a toss-up who will win these trades. They're both, as you say, very powerful cutters. Oh, the hand comes right off. A lot of cuts from Pico. It makes it so tough to approach him because actually Tarna's cuts have a pretty good chance of bypassing the guard if you're not careful. And Alex is not excluded from that. Wow, he shielded himself with that cut. I think he needed that single tempo defense.
Yeah, Pico's wild.
Yeah. Oh.
Nice. Cut the arm there.
Chessus goes low, no kill, but nicely done. That lowers his mobility, and it should make it a little bit easier in theory to finish him off. Oh, but in practice, yeah. Pico will just fight like a caged animal if you take out his mobility. Oh, a stab interrupted his attack, I think. And the upcuts keep hitting the basket. He'll need to change it up. Doesn't change it up in time. Oh, he did a Piper there, but
just punch him
Heckler
from the
got
side,
it.
and yeah, Pico steals another one here, I'd say.
Yeah.
Another fight where he was behind, but both players scored a good number of flags. We're gonna see Julian versus Glorious now. And I think Julian hasn't fought in some time. Oh yes, because in round 2 he was sitting out. In every round there's a player that sits out.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so he's been waiting for some time. Okay, he's about to fight, well, he will be fighting more often from now on. He's fighting Glorious Purpose.
Alright, I'll be right back.
Sure. Okay, so Julian is gonna take the left side. We'll see if Julian continues to play Jendrik or switches to a different different character. So he's going with Jendrik again. It looks like he wants to stick with him at least for some time. Oh! That was inch perfect range there. It's something that I also like to do sometimes with Isabella's long guard options. Especially with high guard. Oh, and it goes with another one. This one breaks through the guard. Actually, Jendrik is one of the characters that Zera sometimes struggles against. Although I consider Zera to be a better character overall. And having the right weapons. But here we go. Julian with the third flag here. Again, the high guard bait there. Glorious is trying to match that with his whole stance, and he gets caught again. Julian is making very good work of the high guard bait. Glorious is trying to find a way, and this time punishes him. He won't work forever. Oh, yeah, went a little bit too eager there, threw a couple of big moves there, and Glorious takes the second flag. I think Julian should try to stick here with the fundamentals and yeah, there you go. And he gets another one here and might get a very important win here. Also, if he manages to get it at 2, it would be pretty good for him because it would be maximum points after 2 fights. Oh, maximum points after 2 fights, and would send Glorious a little bit lower in the ranking. So I think Glorious has some spikes every now and then. Again catches him in 6-2. Very impressive win here for Julian. Congratulations. And Julian, since we have you here and you've won, how about you fight Pico? I didn't want to say that you should fight twice in a row because I didn't know what's going to happen in this fight. But yeah, let's go ahead and fight Pico. Yeah, really nice work here for Julian.
Back.
Julian just won against Gloria 6-2 with using Jendrik. So 2 wins with Jendrik already.
Ooh, nice.
So my advice would be, well, nobody asked for it, but since I'm in the commentating position, I can say whatever I want. I'm joking, of course. I'd say that Julian has a good chance here of maybe getting a top 3 spot if he continues playing the same way. And the top 3 spot would mean a point with the axe, a weapon point with the axe, so he would get closer to the axe roll. Anyway, let's get the fight going. Pico takes the left side, and Julia on the right side. Yeah, goes straight for Jendrik. And Pico stays with Tarna. Looks like he likes using Tarna. This is a whole different ball game here for Jendrik, because Tarna and especially Pico doesn't wait. He goes in and just...
Yeah. Oh, nice, yeah. I think that's what you need against Jendrik too. Some way to just get in there. Oh.
That was ugly.
Bunch of attacks there. Pico's forced to back off.
no nonsense there.
Yeah. Bunch of attacks, no kill. I don't even think it registered, but it took his stamina down. Oh, did he block with his hand?
Oh, he blocked with his head.
Oh my god.
What's going on?
Oh my god. He's made of steel. But still, the axe chops its way through. Must be like adamantium or something. Nice.
Yeah, always funny stuff when there's a Yendrik involved. Oh.
Yeah, oh, this time blocking with the hand did not pay off. That did draw blood. And now Pico is done, yeah, this round.
Victory. Yeah, Julian is actually
This
using
flag.
Yendrik pretty well. He alternates the longer moves with shorter attacks. Oh, got
Nice.
caught there. Yeah, Yendrik is actually
Julian
not
just-
very good at not very good at getting doubles because since he doesn't have a edge on his weapon, that means that he needs
Yeah.
to hit with the head of the axe.
Yeah. And as we've seen, even that might not be enough. Nice. Takes the hand off. Oh my gosh. That must be it. He blocks it with a tired swing. Absurd, but he still gets it.
And it's 5-5, and we have a great fight here. Last one. Let's see if Pico manages to. I wouldn't say steal this one because he was in the lead.
Oh, with the basket saving him there, I think. But even like blocking with the axe of the basket is iffy. Yeah.
And this time the win is stolen from him, but I think both of them are pretty happy. First of all, because it was a really fun fight, and second, because both of them have a good number of flags scored. Okay, we're almost at the middle of the event. Let's have a quick look at the standings. Some people have fought more fights, some people fewer. Pico actually fought 4 fights, and he's number 1 with 21 points. Julian is number 2 with 3 wins, so 18 points in total. Glorious with 14. Subu also 14. I have 12. Jesus has also 12. And Daisy 10. Daisy will be fighting very soon, but before that it's going to be me versus Jesus. Jesus got the best of me yesterday, so I'm gonna be careful. It's a fun tournament so far, and I think everybody involved has a pretty good chance of going through as it stands so far, because even players who lost their fights still managed to score a very good number of flags. Every fight was like 6-5, 6-4. So it's gonna be an interesting event until the end. Alright, here we go. I am going to be on the left side. Jesus is on the right. Alexander.
Alex, yeah. Good pick, I would say.
Yeah, it can be a
Although Samuel is also a viable pick. Yeah.
Yep.
Nice thrust there by Venator. Yeah. Good that you went with a low thrust too, maximizing the chance of hitting the head or something. It's good against Alex in general to go low, of course, but especially helps if he himself is going low. Again, just rams that blade through. Out the back. Sometimes that does not kill though, especially because that left arm is in the way some of the time. So I suspect the damage gets transferred just to the left arm and not to the body when that happens. But it still stuns him. The Venator's doing a good job of just stopping him in his tracks when that happens and not getting hit in the head, which is obviously a risk, but picking the right distancing, the spacing, no kill after that, and I think it's because they were left arm hits and shoulder hits. But still, Alex is very low in stamina. He cannot handle one more hit, I assume. I think we've seen crazier things before, but Venator's in a good spot regardless. You don't want to be low in stamina. Yeah, wins the trade there. And Venator needs one more to win a flawless. High guard breaks it last moment. Probably the right idea. Chess is just going ham with cuts, and wow, gets nice switch up there, but Venator somehow not landing his cuts. Yeah, when Alex makes it dirty like that, it's not good news for any character, really. But I think Isabella especially hates it when that happens. Good usage of the stab finishes it up.
GG. Ventress Isabella is such a sentinel. What does that mean? I mean, I know what a sentinel is, but what does it mean in this context? Unmovable. Oh, okay.
Unmovable object. Yeah, like, yeah.
I see. Okay. Speaking of Daisy, we are going to see her fight right now against Subu, and I think it's going to be a pretty interesting fight. Daisy has used Marina so far, and went a little bit under the radar here since we haven't seen her fight in the previous round, but she did great in the first two. And coming after Subu now, and I think it's going to be an interesting fight, as always, between Marina and maybe Barabash or somebody else. Here we go. Daisy is left side, and Subu's right side. Yeah. That's why I said Barabash or somebody else. I knew it. I knew that Sam is coming. Sam is like that. I don't know. For Subu, he's like that. You know, like when you want to get a job done, and you have a guy who does the dirty work. You know, you never want to go to him, but in times of need, it just pops out and solves the problem with his unorthodox methods. That's kind of what Sam is for Subu here. There we go. Goes for the leg cut. Yeah, it's no secret that that is his go-to move here, but it's not that easy to counter or to stop, because Subu also throws it at awkward times. Oh, beat his dash thrust there. Kind of weird. Yeah, Daisy just pressures Subu there and scores with the forward cut. And the second flag goes here. Double. Three-two now. Subu gets another leg attack. I think this is a pretty important fight for both, because whoever wins this has a better chance moving on here. They're both in a somewhat similar position, I think. 3-3 now. Nice leg attack. Yeah, Daisy is reluctant here to go forward. Probably afraid of that leg attack, but the forward cut comes instead. And it's 5-3. Oh, block the leg attack there. Tries again the leg attack. Super very careful and methodical here. But Daisy also does not rush in, which is good. She's trying to find an angle and a position to attack. Beats the blade again. Oh, tries to go for the leg. Unfortunately, does not have enough reach. Her saber is not that long. Oh, but with a nice sidestep there. Good patience here from Daisy. Yeah, that's the reality of Hellish Quart sometimes. You just have to stay very patient in order to find an opening, especially when you're fighting top players. Like if you just rush in and just throw attacks or just try to make something happen, they've seen that scenario 1,000 times, or even more. Sometimes you just gotta grind the flag, and it makes the difference. And that's it. And Subu wins it 6-4. Good fight. Really enjoyed watching it, and I really enjoyed the fact that Daisy actually did her best here, even though she was behind, and still scored a good number of flags, I would say. Okay, we're gonna give Daisy a little bit of
GG.
Yeah, a little bit of a rest, and we're gonna do Glorious versus Pico. Some really good fights here today, I have to say. We had some technical fights, some meme fights. Or not necessarily meme fights, but meme flags, I would say.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Okay, we need to get Glorious in as well. Pretty much an enigma so far when it comes to who's gonna go through. So far, the only players that have won all their matches are me and Julian, and we're gonna fight after this. Everybody else has been in which skin is worse? The bum one.
Yeah, the bum for sure.
Yeah, the red
Zombie
one.
one is very good.
Red one is actually quite cool. Glorious is left and Pico, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna see Zera. We're gonna see a Zera mirror.
Nice.
So I hope Glorious is ready for this because Pico is the OG Zera. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. Go with the same skin too, which is obviously fine. Nice back Y there. Sniping the hand. That is something that Zera doesn't like very much, is getting his hand targeted. Especially when he's going to do something. I'm sure Pico's aware. Pico doing some trickery here. Goes low for the thrust, but that barrage of cuts is nasty. Doesn't kill, but good hit all the same. They're both trying similar things right now, but not able to secure the kill. That nice feint there, feinting the X cut and then going with a cut to the side there. I think that's what. Yeah, nice from Pico there. I gotta say, it's actually tough. Like if I didn't know like who was who, it would actually be a little bit tough to tell who is Pico and who is Glorious. I think that feint would be the telltale sign it's Pico, but otherwise they're both playing extremely well, and they're both doing a good job of setting traps. Snap cuts there, cancels, tapping the blade, but yeah, Glorious is able to mix it up there. Ooh, Pico was trying to feint into that upcut, but it just couldn't quite land. That was a nice try. And that exchange there, and then a stab deep into the body there, but no kill. Also does take a hit for his trouble. Bit of a whiff there, and Pico is not able to punish it. That was a nice try. Very, very nice try. And that Holy Stand's able to secure the kill, and Pico has to be careful here. He does not want to lose by such a margin after making such progress in the tournament. But Glorious is a tough opponent. That's a double. That was very close there. Good thing Pico was going for a cut in that moment. Thrust out of measure. Nice try, though. I like what Pico's doing. He's trying to set a trap. But Glorious just doesn't bite. You do sometimes have to be careful with out of measure attacks, though, because your opponent might be able to find something that can call you out. Just like that, actually, what Pico did just now. There's an example there. Glorious trying to be fancy, but got stabbed right in the face. And that's a trade of cuts. Nobody really benefited from that. Low thrust there. I don't see that very often from Zera. In fact, I didn't even know he had one. That's how rare that move is. He has such a large moveset. I knew he had that low thrust, of course, but they're both trying it. That Y thrust, usually a tried and tested move, but I think Zera is actually pretty good at blocking it, so gotta be a little bit careful sometimes. Whiff there, but Pico doesn't have the stamina to get close enough to punish it. Nice action-packed flag here. Pico managing to win the trade, and now he's scored a respectable number of flags, but I think he wants the win. He doesn't want to stop here, and he isn't stopping here. It is even now. Nice comeback from Pico. Pico needs one more. Bunch of feints there, and Glorious is maybe panicking a little bit. This is what Pico does. He's been making some excellent comebacks. I was the victim of one, so I should know. He with a lot of characters too. He's a very, very versatile player. Thrust attempts, and Pico tries to get a thrust of his own as they bind blades together. Back Y from Glorious. Yeah, Pico made an excellent comeback. It looked like he was losing by a lot, but now we're here. Testing the guard with the cancels, which seem threatening actually. They're leaving sparks, so I wouldn't want to be hit by it. But Pico might be tired, or is that low guard? I think it's low guard, yeah. It can be a little hard to tell sometimes. Big attacks from both, bashes the blade and keeps going. Nice.
6-2-5. Fourth fight of Pico's that goes down to the last flag. He managed to get 2 of them. Yeah, another great fight. Yeah, things get really interesting going towards the end of the event. Next fight's gonna be Julian versus me. I haven't fought Jendrik in a very long time. We'll see how this goes. is.
Oh, before that, okay. Still, that was a great fight.
Julian is gonna be left. I'm gonna be right.
Very intelligent bike warriors. Hmm. Yeah, Julian's proving to be a menace with that Yendrick, so let's see what Venator can do. Oh, Venator just, yeah. I think this is the way to beat Yendrick. It's just, how do you set it up? That's the challenge. Because you don't want Yendrick to just snipe you from long range. The dash in there actually doesn't work. I think sometimes the axe is in the way, and so it just happens to stop most of it, if not all of the attack. Nice, wow. As for a matchup, I think this can be very 50-50, actually. I would probably prefer Isabella here, but if Yendrick is played very well, it can still end very badly for Isabella. Low chop there, wow. I'm surprised. I honestly thought
He was about to
Venator might
yeah.
score a double. Yeah. Oh, nice. Hands are flying. Yeah, Julian he's very composed, despite not having a guard and nice follow-up. That's what Venator needed there. That thrust was barely deflected by the haft, but still sets up the follow-up. Might be one of the characters where following up is often a good idea. I won't say always, because with Yendrick, you can't say that something's always a good move. There's just some crazy stuff that a good Yendrick can do that you've got to be careful of. Posta Divina, and nice try. I think that was a really smart idea, but a bit too far, I think. It was mostly hitting the handle. Stun there, doesn't follow it up. I'm surprised he didn't get the punch there. Maybe he inputted something else or just didn't get it for some reason. It can be a little arbitrary sometimes whether you do punch or not. The jump, and yeah, Venator, don't jump. I think this is true of Yendrick as well.
Applies here as well.
Yeah. I've seen it work. It's just, I wouldn't bet on it. Nice. Posta Divina.
Great fight. 6-3. That's still a good flag number here for Julian, I would say. I think if you are to lose, 3 flags would be the minimum that you would want to get. I think 2, 1, or 0 is something that is quite detrimental throughout the tourney. I mean, obviously each flag is added, but the chances of people getting more than 2 flags in a fight is quite high. So you would want at least 3. Okay, and we're about to end round 5 with Cheeses versus Daisy.
Tutorial on punches. Just imagine.
Daisy's
To be fair, I think one of the tutorials does mention it, but yeah, that'd be funny if there was a dedicated tutorial in that menu.
Waiting for actually, let me tag him.
Yeah, that whole tutorial thing was funny too, because that video wasn't even supposed to be sent to Kubel, but he was like, "Oh, I'll send it," and he didn't even see the title. To be fair, so Kubel saw it and was triggered a little bit, and even commented on it.
Yeah.
It's kind of a hilarious situation. But I think he's aware that it wasn't meant to send bad press of the game to people or anything of the sort. It was just a random unlisted video, so I think all is good, but it was funny.
Cheese is his left side and Daisy's right side. Um, I think every now and then, every developer, and Kubold as well, especially since he's a sole developer, um, he needs to hear what the players have to say about the game, even if it's not pretty.
Mm,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
because in business, it's actually something that it's very valuable to you. I mean, a lot of companies do surveys and stuff like that in order, like for example, my company just bombards people with um, feedback forms and stuff like
Hmm.
that when we have the opportunity. It's because um, you want to know what people think about your product.
Yeah,
And if people
for sure.
think that it's not good or something can be improved, like you can do that. You know,
Yeah.
it's free. It's free information because at the end of the day, these are the people that are buying your game, and maybe
Hmm.
they already buy your game, but I'm pretty sure you're planning on creating another one or creating a DLC or creating something else in the
Yeah.
future. So a happy customer will definitely buy again or recommend the game again or even do
Hmm.
things like that. So it's quite valuable, you know,
Yeah.
to find out certain things.
Yeah. And like I said to him in the comments too, like I wouldn't be posting so many videos if I hated your game or anything like that. So it's not about that. Like I also wouldn't take the time personally to make a video like that if I just hated the game and didn't care about it. I would just never play it.
Yeah.
So,
Anyway, back to the
yeah.
fight. Looks like Jesus has, and he insists on hitting on the shield side. Looks like he found
Mm. The low
here
cuts.
that puts the
Wow,
hit.
okay.
Yeah, and it's 5-0, and Daisy needs to do something here to recover some of the difference.
Yeah. I don't know if Daisy's sometimes, oh wow, takes it. I don't know if Daisy's sometimes doing something, but I've noticed with her Marina, you can sometimes switch it up and go for a regular Y cut, and it'll hit the head.
Yeah, maybe she's doing something in the meantime.
Yeah.
Yeah, didn't go very well for her here. Cheeses gets a flawless victory, but there are still two fights to go, and anything can happen. A little bit of a setback here for Daisy, but before that, she had some very good fights. So still, still in contention. All right, and now there's a fight that I actually anticipate with. I actually welcome in anticipation, which is against the glorious Zera. Zera for me was always a difficult matchup, no matter who the player was, um, because you can't really meet him head on. Like you always need to find
Hmm.
different ways of. It's kind of finding a boss. You know, like the player is always faster and has more tools, but the boss is, does more damage and can hit you when you don't expect. So it's exactly how I feel sometimes about
Hmm.
fighting Zera, and I haven't fought a Zera in some time. And I have to say, Glorious is doing a good job with him, and it's going to be interesting. Yeah, it goes there. Here we go. And I was about to say earlier that even the fact that he went on and just made a tutorial about right of way and all that, like people appreciate that, and it has an effect
Yeah.
on them. Oh, this guy's still posting stuff. This guy's still creating updates. Some lag.
Yeah.
Just
Of
fine.
course, some people on Steam weren't too happy to see that, but I feel like Kobold can do literally anything, and somebody on Steam is gonna just lose their mind. So
Yeah.
there's no winning there.
Actually,
Um,
the worst thing that you can do as a developer is not do anything.
yeah,
Like the fact that you're active and implement changes and add content and whatnot is always beneficial.
yeah. And I think the people on Steam that are posting the weird, like nonsense posts, I think they're at most like 10% of the people who come in and look at the game. So if you remove that loud minority, there's still quite a loyal following that the
Yeah.
game has. So just being active is very, very important.
It's also on Steam. You will always find. I mean, no disrespect to that age category, but you're gonna find a lot of kids, and
Yeah,
kids like to troll a lot and
yeah,
just say whatever.
yeah. And you get those Steam points for making troll posts because people send the clown to you, and it's like giving them free Steam points. So
Oh, I see.
yeah, so some people they literally just make rage bait posts so that they can use Steam points to buy like the cosmetic stuff on Steam. So
Yeah, like you can tell from the language used and
yeah. Ooh, close, but
head made of
no
steel.
kill. Yeah, it's kind of like it bounced off and hit the
Oh,
shoulder.
that was like a samurai, like a samurai.
Yeah,
We both crashed in and he won. Well, Zero is better at
yeah.
being a samurai though.
Oh, that chop though, yeah. Yeah, making me excited for that Ghost of Yotai game. Still haven't got it because I'm actually playing the second Last of Us game and trying it out first. But I'll definitely buy it, and that'll be a really fun one, I'm sure.
Yeah, I watched some gameplay videos and it looks like the gameplay is a lot faster and a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
brutal. And
Nice.
I'm in a group there and I was asking people about it and they seem pretty happy of how it turned out.
Nice. Yeah. To the face.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
this is a close one.
and also somebody said
Hmm.
today that you can you remember in Ghost of Tsushima there was like those red attacks like the unblockables.
Yeah.
If you upgrade the Odachi to the max, you can parry those, and to some extent it makes sense because Odachi being a bigger weapon, you can
Yeah. There's more mass. Yeah.
yeah.
Just more weapon. Anyway, you're in some trouble here, so I'll let you focus.
Okay.
Yeah, feel free to elaborate after, though. Yeah, Venator's fighting well, don't get me wrong. It's just you don't want to be one flag away from losing if you can help it. Now it's equal. Nice counter there. It looked like Venator was going to get hit, but he stayed solid, and I think it was good that he was moving back. Still, great performance by Glorious. No matter what happens. Back Y there, and a Y cut there. Clash.
Always Zera's faint sounds are always funny.
Low thrust, nice follow-up.
GG. Yeah, good fight. A lot of flags scored. A lot of matches with flags scored. Yeah, and I was
Yeah,
about to say that in the new Ghost, it seems that parries are more often, which I like to see because when I think about samurai fantasy, I'm thinking about swords clashing, and
yeah,
fighting head on. And I remember in
Yeah.
previous Ghost of Tsushima, especially in the special duels, like when you were fighting bosses
Hmm.
or like you know what I'm talking about, the duels.
Yeah, yeah.
There were a lot of unblockable attacks, and I was spending a lot of time just dodging and rolling, and it just didn't feel as satisfying as I would feel just kind of parrying and clashing swords around. But
Yeah.
anyway,
Yeah, it feels more authentic that way.
yeah, sorry guys for
The parry.
that's always that happens every time when we host a Hellish Quart event. We just talk about something else. Daisy versus Julian is the next fight, and I think this is a pretty important fight for both. Julian had a good start, a little bit of a setback. Daisy in a similar situation, and I think whoever wins here has a good chance of contesting for the top spots. Here we go. Daisy is a left side, Julian is right side. Yeah, the same characters. Here we go. Oh, some lag. Okay, I'm gonna unpause and just flick when you're good to go. Daisy's asking Julian to throw the fight. Okay, good to go. I'm glad that sometimes these freezes kind of fix
Mm-hmm. Ooh, bunch of attacks. This is a matchup we don't see very often. Shield against axe. It's sort of like the immovable object versus the unstoppable force. The grab, though, be very brutal. And Marina's poking herself with the shield too, which doesn't help. I've noticed that like she rams the rim of her shield into her own neck because of the physics. Makes Gendrick's job easier.
By the way, I named today's tournament Tuesday Blood. I didn't have any inspiration, so I just put something in
Hmm.
there. And I was trying to start the stream, and I got some YouTube errors, and it wasn't letting me stream. And I was thinking, like, what's
Mm.
going on? And then I realized what actually happened because I used blood in the title. It
Yeah,
didn't let me start the stream. Oh,
that's
nice.
wow. Yeah, the bots are coming after you.
3 flags here for Julian. Daisy hesitates. Julian with the high guard bait.
Yeah,
Yeah, the high guard bait is
I think at some point.
yeah, for
Hmm.
all characters is a game of 50-50. Like sometimes I can think of you or Oak who will call my bluffs and get a free flag out of that.
Nice. So Daisy did something that was kind of smart actually, and used long guard to block the high guard chop. That extends the shield out further, and at least in that case, I don't know if it'll work every time, but in that case, it extended her cone of protection outward, so the axe wasn't getting anywhere near her. That is something you would want to do with a shield like that in real life. To my understanding, long guard with shields only semi sort of works like it does with other weapons. So it does have a little bit of that magnetic property against stabs, but the shield still is a pretty solid object, so you can't just beat it aside.
Did he actually kill with I don't know how to call it. Like there's that move where he kind of thrusts with the
Hmm.
axe, and he actually killed it, I think.
It was either that or a chop. I'm not sure. Like it might have been like a cancel or I don't know.
Yeah, could be.
I'd have to watch that back. Yeah.
Could be. Anyway, Daisy has managed to. It's kind of the same thing that happened earlier in my fight against Glorious when I had 3-0 and then
Hmm.
he managed to come back. But goes low.
Ooh, dangerous.
Oh.
Tired though. Nice. Yeah.
And it's 4-4. Daisy's back in contention.
Going with long guard again. It's actually working fairly well, although probably doesn't work well against something like that. She did break it though, to her credit. It's just she didn't have an answer.
And yeah, Julian can actually get his 4th win here, which would be crazy with Yendrik. Considered by many one of the weakest characters on the roster.
Ooh, nice try, but blocked. Oof.
So many fights that went to the last flag today. I'm gonna count them after the event, because I'm pretty sure there were a lot of them. Let's see, Julian was ahead the entire fight. And
Ooh, the Daisy steals
another
it.
steal,
Nice.
yeah, another steal. Daisy wins this 6-5. Yeah, great event. Great event so far. I love it. So Daisy now has a potential chance of going through. Let's see. Now next is Subu. And Subu will be fighting twice, if he doesn't mind. The first one
Yeah,
is
that's
going
fine.
to be against Jesus. Subu on the left. And Jesus on the right. And after that, he will be playing Julian, and that could be a decisive fight for qualification to the next round, depending on how it goes. But first, Jesus. It's going to be a hard fight. Jesus is actually not far from the top spots. If he wins here, he's just right there. As I said, since a lot of fights just happen to be 6-4, 6-5s, people are just very close to each other. And one good win just kind of takes you closer to the semifinals. Reminder, top 3 players here move into the next round. Left side for Subu, right side for Jesus. And here we go.
Good luck, Jesus.
Yeah. Barabash versus Laszlo. I think it's a smart choice. Laszlo is one of the characters that can do well. I think you actually had this fight yesterday, but I can't remember what happened in it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 fights so far have gone to the last flag. Nice back Y, and Subu gets the first flag. Nice forward cut there from Subu, perfectly timed. Jesus needs to be careful here because Subu is one of those guys that just kind of runs away with it. And 3. Subu also needs a good points difference, having lost those initial fights. Subu is just so good at winning these fights. I think I'm the only one who can actually win flags against him when he's tired. And there you go, 5th flag here for Subu. It's not over till it's over though. That's it. 6-0, dominant victory here for Subu. And this is a very good win for him. And we're actually going to see him fight again. But before we do that, let's have one final look at the rankings and see what's going on there. So I am number 1 with 30 points. Subu is now number 2 with 26. Julian with 26 himself. Pico also 26. Glorious with 25. Daisy with 20. And Jesus with 19. Yeah, so we got, so Jesus I think has fought all his fights. Yes, Jesus has fought all his fights. Unfortunately, he will not be moving to the next round, but thank you for competing. Always great having you in. And as I said earlier, I think your time will come pretty soon. And Daisy also has theoretical chances if she wins her fight, but a little bit unlikely, I would say. But still, we got Subu, Julian, Pico, and Glorious Purpose. So 4 people separated by 1 flag going into the last round, with the potential of moving through. I'm also not qualified as well. If I lose badly against Pico, I might find myself eliminated, so I need to be careful. Great. So let's start with Julian versus Subu. A win here for either will grant qualification to the next round. That is 100% sure. Because they're number 2 and 3 right now, so whoever wins will be number 2. There is a chance for the person that loses to qualify as well, depending on the number of flags scored, but yeah, we'll see. Julian takes the left and Subu takes the right. Yeah, going with Jendrik. Yeah, doing the high guard bait gets called there. I think Subu is actually quite yeah, and he calls him out and scores it. As I said, Subu is used to that high guard bait from fighting me. Double here. Although Jendrik's high guard bait can be stronger in some situations. There you go. 1-1. Blocks it there. Oh, and the retreat actually lands 2-1. That's a double. I think Subu also has probably hasn't fought Jendrik in some time, so he's kind of adjusting on the fly. Oh, hit him there, but couldn't follow up. Gets the flag eventually. That's one thing about Julian's playstyle sometimes. Like, he finds himself in a very good position, but then does not. Oh, the high guard hit the hand this time, and Subu wins it. Wins the trade. 3-2. There you go. Nice chop. 3-3. Subu's back in the fight. Oh, somebody got hit there. I think Jendrik. Again, the chop works. 4-3, and Subu takes the lead. Again, Jendrik gets hit. Julian needs to be careful here. He's not in contention against Subu only. He's also in contention against Glorious and Pico. There he goes, scores another flag. So it's important for him to score flags here. 4-4. Nice side step. 5-4. There you go. 6-4. Great fight. I think Subu was a heavy favorite here, but I believe Julian did a good job of scoring 4 flags, and he has a chance. He has a chance of going through.
Yeah, GG.
Subu has secured the qualification, that's for sure, with 32 points. Julian is at 30 right now, and now it depends on what Pico and Glorious do in their last fights. What Julian basically needs is for Pico and Glorious to lose. So here we go. Glorious versus Daisy. Daisy doesn't really have a chance of qualifying here, but she does have a chance of being part of the decider on who goes through. So if she wins her fight here against Glorious, she could help Julian to move to the next round. Which side? Left side.
Be right back.
Yeah. 1 sec. Daisy. Here we go. Glorious takes the left. And Daisy takes the right. Here we go. be right back.
All right, I'm back. Definitely a very important fight for Glorious here. The thrust lands, that's actually a very dangerous move. Even if you think you're ready for it, sometimes it can catch you off guard. Good blade bash, but doesn't get the hit somehow. I think that was a very intelligent idea, but... Ooh, as was that. Nicely done. Glorious has been making some incredible plays of Zera. Just chaining these otherwise, I think, underused moves into other slow moves that are likely to hit. And he makes sure that he gets that blade beat with some of these moves too. So your guard is not there and you have to back off. It's essentially his turn to just go ham and blast through your defenses. It's nice to see Zera being played like that. Versus the back Y meta Zera. Not that I don't blame Zera players for doing that, of course. It is obviously one of his best moves, and Glorious uses it too, as does everybody, but I like to see complexity when people play Hellish Quart, and that's with any character, and Glorious is showing that, I think, more than most Zera mains. The Pekla does some crazy stuff too, of course. They're very similar. Oh, doesn't get the parry.
Caught him there.
I think that's what Glorious wanted there, was to parry the cut as he sidestepped. Gets a... I think that was actually Marina's hit. But got some kind of punch at least. Combination there, but Marina beats him to the punch. Not a powerful hit, but this does add up. There was 2 hits. Plebeian's obviously taught Glorious a lot of tricks, so this helps as well. Plebeian's been labbing how to defeat shields of Zera. The thrust actually not connecting. That looked like it was going to.
Oh, and
Nice
again
sidestep.
calls him out.
Holy stance there. Nice try there with that low cut. I think Daisy was able to sidestep it in time. Thrust attempt there. I think Daisy's actually long guarding a lot, so that might be why some of those are not landing, and even the
Again,
double there doesn't lure.
this is the 3rd time, I think, when Daisy catches Glorious when he was trying to do his sidestep. And this could be huge here if Daisy wins this, because it changes the dynamic.
Grab, nice.
Goes for a grab.
Beautiful.
And I think that's a good choice considering how the fight was going. 6-2-4
Yeah.
for Glorious. Congratulations. And Glorious is now at 31, and he is waiting for the last fight between Pico and I, but he's in a pretty good position. Here we go. Last fight of the qualifiers. Pico needs to win this fight. He's on the left, and I am on the right. Let's see what trickery he brings to the table. This was a really fun event so far. A lot of fun fights. I kind of enjoy, well, the primary reason is time, of course, but I kind of enjoy doing qualifiers with six. Oh, Connor. With
Yeah.
Six Flags because it generally keeps things a bit tighter. Like the differences are smaller between fighters, like,
Hmm.
and towards the end, it gets a little bit more interesting.
Yeah, I think Connor. It's tough to say with Pico because he picks like whoever he wants, whenever he wants. But I just have a suspicion that Connor is his choice to counter Isabella,
There we go.
and it makes sense for sure. Just intuitively, from what because I play Isabella from time to time as well, and whenever I see a shield, I'm kind of clueless as to what to do. Compared to Barabash or some of the other sabers who have some nice angles, Isabella just doesn't have as many. At least that are good against shields. In fairness, that is somewhat true in real life. Like I think one of the advantages of using a sword in one hand is the fact you have a lot of possible angles, but the longsword obviously would have leverage, speed, and actually power too, as far as raw kinetic energy. So it's funny. I would actually take a longsword over a single saber if I knew I was fighting against a shield, but this game's kind of the opposite. The one-handed sword is better because of how auto guard works. And just the tools that sabers have too, like going to the lag and stuff like that. Nice thrust to the body there. That's the retreat thrust. I know a lot of people talk about the London, but Connor actually has a lot of different stabs that work very well. He has one to the head. He has that one where he lunges very far, and if it gets past the blade, it often will hit. And then there's some others too, I believe. There's one that looks like a London, but it's not a London too. It kind of vaguely looks like one. So, some good options. Nice cut to the head. Good hit to the head by Pico. Parries the thrust, but isn't able to get a follow-up. That crossguard saving Venator, I think. Plus the angle of the thrust. Nice hits there, but no kill. Pico is probably right to retreat just in case. And yeah. I mean, theoretically he could have finished those sooner, but you never know sometimes. Isabella might have a snap cut ready or something. So it's always good to back off if you're not absolutely sure that your opponent's out of the fight. The thrust is deflected there. Nice try by Venator, but Pico is still in it. There's a wow, he like canceled it or something and hit the body in the same time as blocking. That was cool. Some Pico shenanigans, but I like that. That's why I like that retreat thrust too. Single tempo. Pico takes it.
Yeah, nice. 6-4. And he was pretty tricky. To be honest, I wasn't trying to. Oh, and Pico actually moves on to the next round.
Comes from behind.
Yeah. So number one is going to be me with 34 points. Subu number two with 32. Pico with 32. Glorious with 31. Julian with 30. So close. Four people separated by 2 flags. Daisy takes 5th place. Congratulations. Thank you very much for competing. And Jesus takes the last one. But Jesus did have one of the flawless victories of this event, so that's a good memory to have. All right, Subu and Pico are going to fight next in the semifinal. The system is going to be the same that we always use, a best of two. If it's 1-1, then we go into a tiebreak using the number of flags remaining up until the 12. So Subu starts on the left. Pico on the right. And the fight between them was actually very interesting. It was a 6-5, if I'm not mistaken. Tarna, I think. He stole it
Yeah.
with Tarna. Well, we'll see what happens here. Subu takes left, Pico takes right. Yatsik, okay.
Yeah, it happens to the best of us, Daisy, the choking. The thing is, some people, they just get stronger the more you put them in a corner. It's like they're a caged animal, and they're like, all right, I gotta lock in and win. Like, they realize it's serious now. So it's not just a matter of you fumbling it. It can also just be the other player is more focused.
Anyway, let's get back to the semifinal. Two North American players in the semifinal here. Subu from Canada, Pika from the US. Both with pretty high pings. Oh, and that third attack goes through, and it's 2-0 now for Subu. Nice side step. Pico gets one back. I'm interested. I mean, why am I even saying this? Because Pico won the first fight with Tarna, and now he switches to somebody that hasn't played at all in the event. So that's Pico too. What? Fight it out. Oh, that was beautiful. I don't know if I've ever seen that move before. It's probably one of the newer ones. I know he got some new attacks. Oh, push. No, grab, sorry. That's it. A little bit out of range. Pico doing some... Oh yeah, that's a nice move. And Subu's just keeping it simple. 4-2. Overcut. And a chop. 5-2. Honestly, I wish Kubo gave Jacek his sword back. His blade back. Oh, and again that move. It looks really cool. And gets the kill twice. That's it. 6-3 is the first match. And Pico is now going to be on the left and Subu on the right. Pico needs to win this set in order to push it into the tiebreak. Swap size, please. Subu has 3 flags in the tiebreak if that happens. Yeah, Pico is just nuts, man. I just can't with him. Like, of all people, he just goes with Hassan. Okay, we'll see. Maybe it's gonna... Oh, nice. Hits him in the leg. I mean,
that's a shame.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. Hassan is actually a decent character if played right. Like, not the best, but he can definitely kill you if you're not paying attention. Subu already scored 2 flags. Three. 4 now for Subu. And this is becoming very difficult right now for Pico. Not impossible though, but gets his first flag. But he needs to win this. Gets another one. Oh, nice. Goes low and also hits him. Oh, that was such a lucky flag there from Pico. I mean, he did great and using the kick and the follow-up, but he got a little bit lucky, to be honest. A nice cut there, and it's now 5-3. Pico needs to win every flag here now. Gets a hit in. And then another forward cut, and Subu wins with the same score, 6-3. Pico gets 3rd place today, which is actually not that bad because he's from North America and this is a major tournament. So a lot of points going his way, and he was already he was standing pretty good in the rankings. So congratulations. And the same final as yesterday, it's going to be me versus Subu. This time a little bit reversed. I am the one with 2 lives, and Subu will have to catch up. We'll see if he can manage to do the same thing. But yeah, Pico really made me laugh. Like, he used Tarna, he used Zera, he used Connor, he used like all the characters that he got wins with. He just threw them out the window. Just went for Jacek.
Yeah.
And then, I mean, honestly, I kind of understand Jacek because I've seen him using Jacek every now and then, and it's a pretty fast saber. But then, out of all characters, he just kind of goes with Hassan. I don't know, man. I don't know. He's crazy.
Yeah.
He's crazy. I feel like sometimes he's just doing it for the memes. Like, guess my character.
Yeah.
Anyway, ready for the final?
Yeah, for sure.
All right. So, the same system. We're gonna do a best of 2. If you win this one, then we go into a 1 set of 6 flags to determine the winner. Oh, Jan. Here we go.
Very good luck.
Good luck. That barely touched.
I think I gave you my hand there, yeah,
that
with
barely
the back
touched,
Y.
but you were already hit twice, so probably that's why.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh. the recovery on that thing is.
Yeah. Yeah, I gotta get used to that. Nice, GG.
All right, GG. Let me switch the names. Okay, swap sides. Going back to the bottom. I think Jan has some stuff, but he kind of doesn't have anything else.
Yeah.
In this matchup, I mean. And although.
Yeah.
And although.
Whereas I think Bara can come in and just carve Isabella up. Yeah, sorry, you can go ahead.
Yeah, I meant that maybe Bara doesn't have like one attack that can just kind of be very dangerous or but he has like everything else. Like he has the speed, he has the power, and that's why it's a pretty even fight all the time.
Trying to be tricky there. Oh, yeah.
And by the way, there's a little surprise that I have for you. Not for you particular, for the community, but I will announce it on the server. Now it's kind of funny there because there is usually the follow-up, but I actually had to cancel the follow-up because it wasn't coming out and did the normal Y instead.
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, GG.
GG. Great fights. Great tournament.
Yeah.
It wasn't too long either. We managed to finish it in some good time. I started a little bit earlier today because it's during the week and yeah. But anyway, we had some great fights today. Some great performances, some back and forths. Thank you for helping out with the commentary once again.
Yeah, no
Thank you
problem.
for thank you for competing. Yeah, as always, it's always great to have
Mm-hmm.
a rival in the event. And
Yeah, likewise.
I'm not sure what's your situation on Thursday.
So Thursday I'll probably be able to host. I could literally get an email now and it could be like we're going in Thursday, but definitely on Wednesday I'll know for sure if I can host and I'll post the announcement then. And if not, I'll let you know.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. No worries. Then we'll see. We'll see what happens. Okay,
Yeah.
guys. Thank you very much, as I said, for watching, for competing, for commentating. I'll see you guys on Discord. I have a little surprise for you. And yeah, I'll see you next time.